Hrgovic versus David Adelaide and Moses Itauma versus Dylan White, those who heard my predictions, then y'all know that I was right again, you know. Um, Moses Itauma versus Dylan White. Now, I predicted the knockout. I said if it go to the cards, you know, Moses Itauma will also win if it go to the cards, you know, off the decision. But I also predicted the knockout. He knocked out Dylan White in the first round. Quick, smooth knockout with some crazy, quick, sharp punches. I predicted he was going to either drop and stop Dylan White from a body shot, right? I thought I had it mixed up. You know, I want to give y'all these corrections. Now, I thought he was going to stop Dylan White from a body shot, and I said that he was going to do it the same form, in the same way, fashion, that Tyson Fury, Povetkin, and Anthony Joshua did it. I thought it was a body shot, but it wasn't. They all stopped Dylan White from an uppercut, you know. So I want to give y'all that corrections. My bad. You know, I said that in my prediction video. But I also predicted, right, that Moses Itauma was going to stop Dylan White off a combination. And that's exactly what he did. He was piecing Dylan White up. Pop, 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 pop. And I said he was going to be jumping back and forth with the offense in case Dylan trying to, you know, counter him. So he stopped and dropped Dylan White off the combination like I said he was going to do. I think the last punch he threw from the combination, because he was throwing body shots. He was hitting Dylan White with some body shots too. I think, you know, he was coming with the body shot jabs and the hooks. I think the last punch he dropped off the combination was the right hook, you know, that just put Dylan White to night-night on the stanky legs. Boy got up like, hold up. Trying to, man, get up out of here, Dylan White. What is you doing? Like, man, you supposed to be a veteran. With all this experience, all these guys that you fought in these hard fights, and you get knocked out in the first round by a 20-year-old? Come on, man. Make me think, man, you were just in there for a paycheck. But anyways, Moses Itauma did exactly what he's supposed to, you know, do. Now, he didn't get the rounds in like his team wanted him to, but sometimes a fighter go off they mental. He got in there like, I ain't finna play with Dylan White. He got him hurt and got him out of there. Exactly what he was supposed to do. So that was the main event. Now, I like how Turkey and them mixed up the fights too. Like how they was like jumping from smaller weights to heavier weights. You know what I'm saying? How they was mixing up the fights. Cause Hrgovic, he wasn't a co-main event. Him and David Adelaide, I thought they was, but you know, I've been knowing this that they wasn't gonna be. They was gonna be like, you know, somewhat at the bottom of the card or whatever. But the whole card was fire. I like the way they mixed it up, you know, with the heavyweight fights. Then they'll come back with a lightweight fight, you know, lighter fighters fighting and all that, right? If y'all didn't peep that. But Hrgovic and David Adelaide was a banger. And I told you that those guys was going to be in there thumping. I told y'all that fight was going to be bananas, and it was, you know. Hrgovic is a monster. That's why I rock with Hrgovic. That's why I like him. Not only he a monster, right? He ready to bang and box whatever they want to do. He preferred to just, because I was telling y'all, he's very aggressive. When it come down to the offense, the boy is very aggressive, very high, IQ, very high offensive fighter with his punches, Hrgovic. I was telling y'all that in the predictions. He rather get his, if he come in and he want to destroy his opponent, but he can box also. He can box also. David Adelaide, man, helped put on a show, right? Now they had Hrgovic on the scorecards blowing the guy out. I didn't see Hrgovic that wide on the scorecards, but I definitely saw a UD. Him winning on UD because he was, like I told y'all, he's high with the punch value, with the offense. He was 1-2 and pop, 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 pop down the middle. David Adelaide, man, him and David Adelaide with all types of stuff. And David Adelaide, man, he got tired of Hrgovic walling off on him. He started fighting him back, man, and he made it a show. Right? He hurt Hrgovic a couple times in the fight. But because when Hrgovic, remember David Adelaide, he got mad and yelled like, yeah! He did something like that. And then Hrgovic came with that 1-2, that bop, bop, and set him on his butt, right? But he ended up getting his get back. He hurt Hrgovic after that, right? And then I don't know if it was right after that or the next round, or, one of those rounds or the same round, he dropped a 8-punch combination on Hrgovic. Hrgovic just stood there like some type of damn monster, gladiator, right? Like that stuff ain't fading me. After he hurt Hrgovic a couple times, he couldn't do it no more. When Hrgovic took that 8-punch combination, all those punches like that from David Adelaide, because David Adelaide was pop, 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 throwing them haymakers, welling off from Hrgovic. Hrgovic was taking those things, right? I said, it's over with. He ain't going to be able to hurt Hrgovic no more. He ain't going to be able to stop Hrgovic, drop him, I was talking to y'all about the power. Like, I don't know who had the most power between those guys, right? Hrgovic and David Adelaide. But I said I believe it was Hrgovic because I believe he he pack a more heavier punch. This guy is heavy-handed. And I'm talking about his punches was like, pah, pah, pah. You can hear those things, right? You can hear him like he was punching a punching bag or something. I said, man, this guy. I think David Adelaide corner was talking about stopping the fight. I said, man, this guy, man. And he huge. With a chin. The best I ever saw Hrgovic, best shape, best performance I ever saw Hrgovic. Display and perform, y'all. Real talk, this guy is getting better, sharper. With the offense and defense. And he's a problem. And him and Moses Itauma, they have beef. Hrgovic is very aware that he might be fighting Moses Itauma. He's been aware for a little while now. He might be fighting Moses Itauma next. But Moses Itauma didn't call out Hrgovic after he stopped Dylan White. He didn't call him out. I thought he was going to call him out. I think that performance that Hrgovic did against David Adelaide, probably, it could have scared Moses Itauma away. Like, made him thought twice, like, let me not call this guy out. I don't know if I want this guy to be my next fight, my next opponent. Because Hrgovic is ready for all the smoke. He's ready to fight this guy now, Moses Itauma. And of course, most of the time we'll fight him. He don't like the things that Hrgovic been saying. Hrgovic don't believe the hype, basically. Hrgovic been saying things like, smash this guy. You know, I remember a while back he said, smash this guy. This guy don't want nothing with me. Moses Itauma said something about he was training or something. I think he was doing like one of those, y'all know what I call it, what they call it when they doing it, like shadow boxing in the ring and all that, before they fights. He said Hrgovic came by and was talking smack and saying something like, you know, he okay, he good, but he can't, you know, he can't do nothing with me. I smash him, right? So Hrgovic comes out and says that, you know, if Moses Itauma, right, want to test himself for real, he said that if he's really the new Mike Tyson, then he need to fight me, basically. He said if he really the new Mike Tyson, then I guess I'm the new George Foreman. He said he the new George Foreman. And I thought that was we, you know, from this channel, right? And I'm always say I think it started from this channel. I thought that was Martin Bacoli trade, right? He was the new George Foreman, you know? So this fight, Hrgovic and Moses Itauma, can possibly happen next. Very strong possibility. But I have a slight feeling, right, that Frank Warren don't want the Hrgovic fight for Moses Itauma right now. You know, he don't want it. I'm going to be honest. If I was Moses Itauma, I will stay away from Filip Hrgovic for a little bit. Because he also said that Filip Hrgovic said he's the baddest, toughest MFer in the division right now. In the division right now. If y'all look how Hrgovic looked at last night against David Adelaide, y'all could tell that was the best Hrgovic. And the reason why y'all saw the best Hrgovic, because he, like I said, he's aware and he's getting his mind and body ready in case he got to fight the young gun, Moses Itauma, you know. And they're going to pay him a healthy bag, y'all. Healthy bag, right? But it's talks like who Moses Itauma going to fight next. You know, a lot of people saying, you know, a lot of people saying Martin Bacoli, yeah, that's a good one. Adjikabiel, you know, that's a good one, right? Zane, of course, that's a good one, right? It's names out there, right? But who I feel like give Moses Itauma a very tough fight, and he probably can't beat. You got to stop this guy, right? And I you know, because I heard it from the media. Some people have been saying Andy Ruiz, right? And I was thinking like, that's the fight. That's the fight.